Thank you, everyone. I'm Helen Hakena of Leitananihan Women's Development Agency in Bougainville, Papua New Guinea. I'm pleased to be delivering the closing statement for the 17th Global Major Groups and Stakeholder Forum ahead of UNIA 3. I hope the energy and enthusiasm everyone has brought to this forum will help drive a strong outcome over the coming days. For those of you who are not familiar with the Pacific, Bougainville is an island, a little larger than Cyprus, and is an autonomous region of Papua New Guinea. We are a matrilineal culture, meaning our land is inherited through women. But that doesn't mean women govern. Men usually remain as chiefs and decision makers. For women, our land is vital. Together with our oceans, land provides us with almost all the food and resources we depend on. It is central to our cultural and community life. Our island is fertile, and we have lived here for generations in harmony with the environment. Yet we have faced many challenges that impact particularly on women and girls. Bougainville suffered a 20-year war when one of the world's largest open-pit mines, Panguna, destroyed our rivers, our land and environment, and also destroyed our communities. Even though the mines and logging on our island produced hundreds of millions of dollars in profit, our island did not become prosperous. Less than 1% of the profits of the mine went to local communities. The mine had an enormous impact on our capacity to produce food and access safe water. The mine polluted our water and redirected our economy to servicing the mine and the foreign owners. Even now, much of the population is exposed to mercury, used by artisanal miners, including pregnant women, to access the gold, and we have a high rate of birth complications and deformities as a result. The war made it impossible to safely tend to our gardens, where we each grow our staple food, or to sell or exchange our produce. Together, the mine and the war led to terrible maternal and child health outcomes. I myself gave birth in an abandoned building with other women, one of whom died. The war also brought an embargo which prevented any imports of oil, medicine, or technology. The embargo did, however, prove the resourcefulness of Bougainvilleans and the capacity to produce all our own energy and food when needed. We produced energy from pigs and used coconut oil as fuel for engines. We used water turbines to build our own micro-hydro facilities. Though the conflict did us harm, these experiences show that it is possible to find sustainable energy options that would not pollute our island. Bougainville's experience shows that pollution is not accidental. It is a deliberate and inevitable consequence of a profit-oriented economy of extractive and industries that can dictate political interest at the expense of the people, leaving them with the unsustainable environment. Mining companies that fueled the conflict walked away with profits in their pockets, while we in Bougainville continue to live with consequences and the mining pollution, including health, educational, and societal problems. Conflict tore apart the matrilineal traditions of our society, and we now live with some of the highest rates of violence against women in the world, with 62% of men admitting to having raped a woman. Today, even after 28 years, when you pass the mine site, the river is still green from past mining. Artisanal mining continues without any protection, damaging the miners' health and that of their families. The land remains barren. Fish have disappeared as the water cannot sustain its own ecosystem. and communities downstream are feeling the damage. In an island like ours, we are all affected by the polluting practices of a few, and the past mining practices have left a long scar on our lives. Just 2 weeks ago, we warned some women not to go into the water because of the chemicals from mining, but they think that it has been so many years that it doesn't matter. We don't have any means of testing whether the water is safe or not. The effects of pollution will outlive us. That is why Unit 3 must not lose focus on reforming production systems that have harmful and pollutive substances and practices, so that these can be removed from production chains. This requires the dismantling of neoliberal policies that privilege a small handful of global private companies. These companies have too long been able to wreak havoc on the well-being of our planet and our people, with almost no transparency and accountability. We envision more accountable and responsive state systems that enforce and make the polluters pay and push the agenda towards sustainable consumption and production. We need to bring together civil society, researchers, technology innovators to provide innovative solutions. A pollution-free world also requires just and lasting peace across the globe, as wars and conflict increase pollution of land, air, and water through war machinery, by the way it transforms how people survive under such situations. Delivering a pollution-free world can only be done with a serious commitment to deliver the foundational shifts of development justice. This compels us to recognize the historical responsibilities of countries and elites within countries whose consumption, production, and extraction patterns have led to human rights violations, global warming, and environmental disasters. Together with the grassroots communities, the people's movements, and the groups represented at this forum, it is possible to compel our governments to be brave, hold corporations accountable, protect our rivers, our land from pollution. We have the wealth and we have the will to save our beautiful planet. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Helen. I got goosebumps all over. So I'm going to ask Leida and Susanna to officially close this GMGSF. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. I think it's very good that in the next 8 days, I mean working days here, whatever you do, you have in mind, I think, the amazing speech of Helen. I mean, that's the reason why we are here. I think that's the reason why we are trying to change the system, let's say. But I think this is the final words, and in between this moment and the party, so I will keep it short. I will give my very special thanks to the whole team of the RCM that made this all possible, not only putting the program together, but also organizing that we have repertoires, we have chairs, we have people sending key messages. I think it was absolutely amazing job what you did. So I think really a big applause for them. Of course, we also want to thank the Secretariat of UNEP of the stakeholder branch, Alexander, Leticia, and the team. And of course also a hand for yourself, all the participants that delivered all the key messages and did the inputs and was here on time and everything. So yes, I'm sure I've got a lot of people and so on. I'm not so good in this kind of protocol, but I think it was really worthwhile at least to have the Thanksgiving to the teams I just mentioned. Then for tomorrow, it's very early, it's 7:30, we will have our major group briefing. So that means you have to be there if you want to be on top of what's happening the rest of the day, because there we decide on who is going to do what and so on and so on. So tomorrow we will give you more details on how we can organize our work during the rest of the day. So 7:30 in the conference room 2. From 9 o'clock on, the tent will be there. That was just confirmed. So from 9 o'clock we have the first session is a newcomers capacity building workshop for the ones that are new here and you want to know more on how everything works, then you are welcome tomorrow morning. I think I leave it here for now. The party starts soon, I think. I don't know what time
Leila,
it is.
but why 7:30? Why not 8 or 8:30?
I don't know where the voice is coming from.
That's it.
I recognize my roommate, but
Oh, your roommate.
that's my roommate. But I don't know where she was. Well, I think we had it planned for 7:30, and maybe for tomorrow it's good to have it early. Because I think we have a lot to discuss. Maybe for the rest of the days we can start at 8. But I would... Is it okay for the other co-chairs that I say that 7:30 for tomorrow? Because we really have a lot to discuss, I suppose. Yeah? Yeah? Okay. So the party is in the recreational center, that is over there somewhere. So I would say just follow the flow. There are a few people that know where it is, so just follow them. And then I hope you have your dancing shoes with you, because I hope we will dance a lot. Normally it's done, a lot of dancing. So yes, see you there. And then for the ones that are not going to the party, see you tomorrow at 7:30 in conference room 2. Thank you very much.